I can't stand to fly. I'm not that naive. I'm just out to find the better part of me. I'm more than a bird, I'm more than a plane, I'm more than some pretty face beside a train. It's not easy to be me. I wish that I could cry, fall upon my knees, find a way to lie about a home I'll never see. It may sound absurd, but don't be naive. Even heroes have the right to bleed. I may be disturbed, but won't you concede? Even heroes have the right to dream, and it's not easy to be me. Up and away, away from me. Well, it's alright. You can all sleep sound tonight. I'm not crazy or anything. I can't stand to fly. I'm not that naive. Men were meant to ride with clouds between their knees. I'm only a man in a silly red sheet, digging for kryptonite on this one-way street. Only a man in a funny red sheet, looking for special things inside of me, inside of me, inside of me, inside of me, oh, inside of me. I'm only a man in a funny red sheet, and it's not easy. It's not easy to be me.
Wow, thank you, Dakota. We'd like to begin by having Donna Short come up and light our candle.
Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so put aside your cares of today and enter the quiet center of your soul. Let's start with deep, healing breaths. Inhale deeply and let the air out slowly with a quiet, relaxing sigh. And as you do, relax completely. Allow the chair to support your weight. Send your roots deep into Mother Earth. Straighten your spine and stretch it to the heavens. Let the energies of earth and heaven meet in your heart. God is peace, the peace of a clear blue alpine lake, the peace of deep green woods, the peace of a new dawning dispelling the night's darkness. From this place of deep peace, we recognize all the opportunities we have to be peace in a tumultuous world. We commit to being the peace the world needs. We are grateful for this peace, for the quiet it gives us to truly hear and understand today's message. We bless everyone in this service and the speaker and the talented musicians that we are blessed with here. I release this prayer to God's care, knowing it is already done, and so it is.
All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to everyone here in person and all those online to Unity Spiritual Center, Spokane. My name is Alan Basson, and I'll be your platform assistant this morning. I'd like to begin by acknowledging anybody who might be here for the first time today. We really love having you here. And if this is your first time, our ushers will bring you a packet of information about us. As well, in that packet is a coupon for a free beverage at our barista stand, which is up and running this week. Yay! So this would also be a good time, first of all, silence your cell phones. Anyway, so if you're here for the first time, please raise your hand and keep them up long enough for our ushers to see you. All right, I'm seeing some hands there. Diane, there's one over there in the back, I think. All right. We hope that you enjoy the service and that you'll stay afterwards to chat with us or have a bite to eat out in our fellowship hall. We'd like to encourage new visitors to come to a few Sunday services so you can enjoy a variety of messages, music, and meditation. It's a nice chance to get to know what we're all about. Also, please know that whoever you are and wherever you are on your spiritual journey of transformation, you're welcome here. As always, let's share our opening affirmation. Together we affirm, there is only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe, God the Good. Today, we're thrilled to have Amber McKenzie here with her message. Hey, yeah, it's been a while. Her message is a view from above. Your life is your ministry. And our special music is provided by Dakota Moses, along with Scott Jameson. Hey. In a minute, we will invite the children up on stage to listen to a short story. We ask parents of children under the age of 5 to please come up with them. After the story, the kids will come down front, stand up front of the stage, and everybody here, and then we'll sing our community song. After that, they'll go out with their teachers. Children, will you please come up on stage right now? Elizabeth will be reading the story. And Hank.
So, this is a story for kids of all ages, so please open your hearts and listen to it. The story is called Knots on a Counting Rope, and it's a story about Native American culture and about a little boy who's blind, who's talking to his grandfather.
Tell me the story again, Grandfather. Tell me who I am.
I have told you many times, boy. You know the story by heart.
But it sounds better when you tell it, Grandfather.
Then listen carefully.
What happened, Grandfather? Just as I was born. Tell me that part.
It was strange. Just as you came forth and made your first cry, the wind stopped howling and the storm was over.
And the night became as quiet as soft falling snow.
The grandmother took you up in her arms and said, "He will walk in beauty in the east."
In the west, in the north, to the south, he will walk in beauty.
forever.
And I was born strong, wasn't I, Grandfather?
No, you were not strong. You were sick and frail. We thought you would die.
But I didn't die, did I? Tell me about that, Grandfather.
All night you lay silent with your eyes closed, with your breath very shallow, too weak for crying.
And you carried me out to see the morning, Grandfather, but I did not open my eyes. Tell me that part.
2 great blue horses came galloping by,
And they stopped, Grandfather. They stopped and looked at me.
and you raised your arm in the great blue horses, to the great blue horses. And I said, see how the horses speak to him? They are his brothers from...
From beyond the dark mountains. This boy child will not die. That is what you said, isn't it, Grandfather?
Yes, boy, that is what I said. This boy child will not die. The great blue horses have given him the strength to live.
Not that, and that is when you named me, isn't it, Grandfather?
After you smiled your first smile, we had the naming ceremony. All the grandmothers and grandfathers were there.
And you named me, Boy, Strength of Blue Horses.
It is a strong name.
Did I need a strong name, Grandfather?
All children need a strong name to help them grow strong.
And I grew strong, didn't I?
Yes, boy, strength of the blue horses, and each day you are growing stronger, for you are learning to cross the dark mountains.
Will I always have to live in the dark?
Yes, boy, you were born with a dark curtain in front of your eyes.
But there are many ways to see, Grandfather.
Yes, boy, you are learning to see through the darkness because you have the strength of blue horses.
I see the horses with my hands, Grandfather, but I cannot see the blue. What is blue?
You know morning, boy?
Yes, I can feel morning. Morning throws off the blanket of night.
And you know sunrise?
Yes, I hear sunrise in the song of the birds.
And you know sky, boy?
Yes, sky touches my face soft, like lamb's wool, and I breathe in softness.
Blue is all of these. Blue is the feeling of a spring day beginning. Try to see it, boy.
Blue, blue. Blue is the morning, the sunrise, the sky, the song of the birds. Oh, I see it. Blue, blue. Blue is happiness, Grandfather. I feel it in my heart. Grandfather, tell me about the race with my pony, Rainbow.
It was a tribal day, boy. You and the other boys were at the starting line, but you pulled back.
I was afraid, Grandfather, until you called to me. Tell me again what you said.
I said, don't be afraid, boy. Trust your darkness. Go like the wind.
And I leaned forward and on Rainbow's neck. I grabbed her mane tight and I said, go, Rainbow, go. I could feel the pushing and crowding and galloping thunder all around me. Rainbow and I went twirling, twisting and turning, galloping, 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 counting the gallops, remembering the way. And what did the people say, Grandfather?
They said, who is it, that boy riding bareback, racing the race with all of his heart?
And you said, that is Boy Strength of Blue Horses. He and his horse are faster like one.
Yes, boy, that is what I said.
But I didn't win, Grandfather.
No, but you rode like the wind.
The wind is my friend, Grandfather. It throws back my hair and laughs in my face.
You see the wind better than I, boy.
I finished the race, hot and dusty, sweat dripping from my face.
And you were smiling, boy.
I wasn't afraid, Grandfather. I could see through the dark every turn of the race. Rainbow and I knew the way.
You were crossing dark mountains, boy.
Tell me again what you told me then. I'd like to hear it over and over.
I said, boy, strength of blue horses, you have raced darkness and won. You can now see with your heart. Feel a part of that surrounds you. Your courage lights the way.
And what did the grandmothers say?
You tell me, boy. I know you remember.
Yes, I remember, Grandfather. They said, "This boy walks in beauty. His dreams are more beautiful than rainbows and sunsets."
And so it is.
We go sit down now?
What's that?
Do we go sit down?
Yeah.
All right, thank you for this story. Now, children, will you please stand? You're already standing to receive your blessing. And youth, please join us on the ramp. All right, everybody together. Be the love you are, sing the song you hear, share your joy of life with people far and near. And for all of us, be the love we are, sing the song we hear, share our joy of life with people far and near. All right, now we're going to join our song leaders. It's that up-and-coming, fresh-faced duo, Jim and Sally, as we sing our community song. And then the kids will be leaving for their classes with the adult teachers. Now, kids, please join us and the adults, everybody, for our community song. All right, kids, now head on out. All right, it's time for the meet and greet. everybody, head back to your seats.
There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth, as simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angel's wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power, one power. We speak so many languages, different clothing, different colors, different names. But different is only dangerous when we forget that in the heart we're all the same. We'll remember once we close our eyes to see that such distances were never meant to be. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, Hashem, or heaven's door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul, and it's your sign. It's the universe, it's music, Mother Earth or Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the very air we breathe. It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power, one power. It's the moment of creation. It's an everlasting peace. It's the freedom of forgiveness. It's the sweetness of release. It's the joy of inspiration. It's the sunshine on your face. It's the birthright of all nations. It's the boundlessness of space. It's the beauty of a baby, the serenity of sleep. It's the anger we abandon, for it's love that's most deep. It's one power.
that didn't bring a tear to your eye, you're in the wrong place. No, I'm just kidding. You're not in the wrong place. Thank you so much, Dakota. That was absolutely beautiful, and it was very heart-opening, and it is a perfect way to take us into meditation. So let's take a few moments now to breathe and intentionally invite Spirit in. Find a comfortable position. You may gently close your eyes if that's comfortable, or soften your gaze. Allow your shoulders to relax and your hands to rest easily. As you begin to breathe in slowly and exhale slowly. Allow your breath to become a simple rhythm. There's nothing to change, nothing to fix. I want you to bring your awareness, your breath, to the center of your chest, the space of the heart. And I want you to imagine your breath moving in and out through your heart space. And as you do this, allow yourself to remember the heart is the place of connection. Spiritually, emotionally, physically. This is where your soul plugs in and where Spirit speaks to you and through you. Your heart is where truth lives. Your truth, your ministry. It's a place of openness, a place where something greater than thought can be experienced. And it is precisely here, in this living, feeling space, that Spirit is always present, always available, always within reach. And so let's simply return to this space, breathing in and out through that beautiful, mystical, magical heart. And on your next inhale, I want you to bring to mind a time or a moment in your life when you experienced pure awe or wonder. This might be a memory from childhood. It might be your first experience with the divine. A moment in nature or a holy place, seeing the ocean for the first time, or looking up at a sky full of stars. It might be a shared experience with someone you love. Whatever it is for you, allow that memory of awe and wonder to gently rise within your heart now. Remember what it felt like to be there. Allow this feeling of awe to to move through your entire body, into your lungs and stomach, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your legs. With each breath, allow awe and the presence of God to fill you. Now begin to let your heart energy expand outward into this sanctuary through this beautiful spiritual community. Expand it further out into the city of Spokane, the state of Washington, and beyond, across the country, across the planet. Allow this powerful heart energy to touch every heart, every place, everything. Remembering that God inhabits it all. Let this love, this awe, this wonder, this connection extend across the entire planet as we go deeper into the silence. Now let's gently begin to return to our awareness. Return to your body, to this space. Notice the support beneath you. Notice your breath. Notice the quiet space within your heart, now filled with awe. Carry this sense of awe, this connection with you into the week ahead. A quiet reminder that God comes to us as our very life, in each breath, in each moment, in each ordinary miracle. And in that knowing, rest. Knowing that you are never alone. This connection is always here. Spirit is always with us. Love is always present. So let's take one more collective breath in and gentle breath out. And when you're ready, you may open your eyes. All right. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Bring up the energy a little bit. Happy Sunday. It's a beautiful day, beautiful spring Sunday. I'm so happy to be back here today talking with all of you in one of my favorite places on a topic that is my favorite, and that is all things spiritual, because isn't it all spiritual? Yes. As mentioned, my talk title today is A View from Above. Your life is your ministry. And this talk was inspired by something that happened recently in the news that was actually very positive and very bright. I know, can you believe it? And very bright, that many of us, I hope in here as well, followed. And that was the Artemis II mission around the moon. Wasn't that so fun? So I followed the mission, like many of you, it sounds like, along with millions of people across the globe, and found myself completely mesmerized by the images and reflections coming from the crew. And it made me genuinely feel happy and excited and looking forward to something. I definitely had a case of the moon joys. Did you guys? The moon joy. I felt it. And the more I thought about it, the more it felt like a shared spiritual experience, planet-wide, right? We were all experiencing this thing. For a moment, people everywhere were looking up together, filled with wonder, with awe, curiosity, and a renewed sense of connection to something much larger than ourselves, right? Watching 4 of our fellow humans travel that far into the vastness of space, circle the moon, and return home safely, which I was very worried about. I was stressed, but they returned home safely. And all of this stirred something deep within me and within many of us, I feel. And as I looked at those images of Earth from the moon, you can see one here, I found myself thinking, God really does love us to the moon and back. See what I did there? Now, of course, God's love cannot actually be measured in miles or distance, but that cheesy little phrase suddenly felt real to me in a new way. It felt like this holy reminder that we are all being held by something greater than ourselves, especially from that distance. And we're connected to one another in ways we often forget, right? And we are part of something so much bigger than our logical human minds can fully comprehend, especially down here on Earth, where it's so easy to get caught up in the noise, the distractions, the fear, the division, and just the busyness of our everyday lives. I feel that so often. So to have something so extraordinary as a moon mission happen and to witness it together in real time felt exhilarating. It was as if millions of us were somehow up there with them in that moment. We watched these breathtaking images come back to Earth. And I have a few of them here because I loved it so much. So yes, we have an Earthrise from deep space. You know, we always think about a sunrise, a sunset, but do we ever think about a Earthrise and an Earthset? No, until now. This glowing blue planet suspended in darkness. And close-up photographs of the moon revealing colors I didn't even know the moon had. None of us did. Yeah, isn't that so cool? And I remember thinking, wait, the moon looks like that? How did we not know this? And collectively, many of us felt something we don't experience nearly enough these days, and that is awe, wonder, humility, and a big shift in perspective. You could feel it not only in ourselves as we watched, but in the astronauts too. In their voices, their emotion, the way the journey seemed to transform them in real time. In many ways, they became reflections of all of us. Reminded of the beauty, fragility, and interconnectedness of this human experience. And that's the spiritual gift of awe and wonder. It lifts us above the noise for a moment and helps us remember that we are all part of something greater. I saw this funny meme online it was a while ago, and I couldn't find it again, so I recreated it myself. And so here it is. And what it shows is an image of Earth from space with an arrow pointing to a microscopic dot that says, "You are here, furious because someone didn't use their blinker." I actually use that example because it drives me crazy when people don't use their blinkers. And it reminded me that sometimes we all need a little perspective shift, right? A little moon joy to bring us back down to earth. Moonjoy, that's the phrase NASA used to describe the pure wonder, excitement, and awe the Artemis II crew experienced as they traveled around the moon and looked back at Earth. And I think many of us watching from down here caught a case of the moonjoys ourselves. Through those images, those live updates, and those breathtaking views of our tiny little blue planet, suspended in the darkness, we were invited into the same sense of wonder and awe, into that same expanded perspective, into what astronauts call the overview effect, that sudden awakening to the profound interconnectedness, the realization that we are all sharing this tiny spinning miracle together. From space, there are no visible borders, no nations, no dividing lines. Just one gorgeous, fragile world wrapped in what astronauts describe as an impossibly thin veil of atmosphere. You can kind of see it there in the lower right-hand corner, protecting all life from the vast darkness beyond. And I love that picture right there. You can just see that light and that protection that we all have around us on this planet. Many astronauts speak of being overcome with awe and humility and even tears as they witness Earth suspended in silence. What begins as a technical mission often becomes something deeply spiritual. A profound shift from seeing the world in separate parts to experiencing it as one living, breathing whole. And they return changed, more compassionate, more committed to peace, and more devoted to protecting the sacred planet and one another. And if that isn't a spiritual experience, I don't know what is. I really don't. My point is, sometimes the divine presence of God has to go big to capture our undivided attention. Sometimes it takes a rocket ship circling the moon, astronauts poetically narrating from space, and breathtaking images of Earth floating in the vast darkness for us to snap out of our routines and be reminded of the bigger picture. And I loved it because it reminded me of God's presence more acutely than normal. I just knew God was everywhere in those moments. And it was almost like just reflecting to us what we already know and reminding us of just this presence. But remember this, Spirit doesn't only speak to us through the spectacular, not at all. Part of what made this mission feel so powerful was that it was very rare. If we went to the moon every day, we'd be like, yeah, big deal. But and actually, this was the first mission that had happened, and none of the astronauts that went on this mission were born the last time it happened. So it was a big deal. It was a big deal. But the truth is, more often than not, Spirit is whispering to us. This was a shout. I'd say this was a shout out from Spirit. But most of the time, Spirit whispers and continually offers us these same kinds of overview effect moments, if we are present enough to notice them. Moments that gently lift us above the noise of daily life, above the endless headlines, the stress, the fear, the distractions, and the division, and remind us who we really truly are, spiritual beings having this human experience. And these moments rarely arrive with rockets and cameras. More often, they meet us quietly, in prayer, in meditation, in silence, in laughter shared with people we love, in tears shared with people we love, in a much-needed hug, or standing at the ocean's edge, watching a sunrise or an earthrise, holding a newborn baby, sitting beside a hospital bed as someone we love takes their final breath, looking up at a sky full of stars. These are the moments when our hearts soften and the veil thins a little bit, when we suddenly remember that we are part of something vast, sacred, interconnected, and alive. In those sacred moments that touch our hearts, our perspective shifts. We remember that life is precious, that love is what matters, that we belong to one another, that beneath all our labels and differences, there is only one presence, one life, one divine love moving through all of us. And maybe God's version of the overview effect is not only by taking us out of space, but by, let me say that again. Maybe God's version of the overview effect is not by taking us out into space, but calling us deeper within our own inner space, our inner universe. And when we are willing to do that work, when we are willing to go deeper within, what we often find are not more questions, but answers. We find truth there. And the key is it's our inner truth through God. And more often than not, that truth leads us to one thing and one thing only, and that is love. Just like God, love exists in all of it. In our humanity, in our grief, in our connection, in our prayers, in our everyday interactions. And for me, the most inspiring part of the Artemis mission came in a moment of authentic love. And probably all of you remember this part too. At one point, the 4 astronauts who had worked together like family for years and years and years in preparation for this mission asked ground control if they could name a bright spot, an unnamed crater on the moon, Carol, after Commander Reed Wiseman's late wife, who died of cancer in 2020. In that moment, these brave and brilliant astronauts, floating 250,000 miles from Earth, were overcome with emotion. Ground control was in tears. Millions of us watching from home were in tears. Because grief is a language we all speak. Loss is one of the great equalizers of humanity, and perhaps one of the deepest connectors of the soul. It strips away pretense and reminds us instantly what matters most: love, connection, and the people who shaped us. NASA later posted the clip on Instagram with the words, "No matter how far we travel, the ones we love stay with us." And I felt that deeply. And when I watched this story, I was immediately reminded of my own mom. Oh gosh, I hope I don't cry. It's okay if I do, though. Tears are natural and good. My own mom, my best friend, who passed away in 2016. It's been 10 years now. She was always the first person I called when I landed back in Spokane after any one of my international adventures. There was something sacred about that ritual, that habit I had, touching down and immediately reaching out to her to let her know that I was home safe. All moms want to know you're home safe, right? And then I remembered the first time I traveled after she died. It was only probably 3 months later. I had gone to Taiwan for a work trip. And when I landed back in the States, I instinctively reached for my phone to call her. It was the first thing I did. And then I remembered she wasn't there to receive my call, at least not in the way she used to be. She was there in a new form that I didn't quite recognize yet, that I wasn't used to. Her physical presence was gone, but I knew she was reaching me in a new way. As many of you know, death has become one of my greatest teachers. It's one of the unexpected spiritual gifts I've received on this soul journey. And to be honest, it's a gift I would have gladly returned if I could have. But God in life apparently doesn't work that way. Can't return gifts like that. Whether I wanted it or not, I had to face the death of my very beloved mom. And somewhere along the way, with the help of Spirit, her dying process and her death and the grief I experienced became possible for myself, right? I slowly started unlearning so much of what I thought I believed about a lot of things, including death. And in doing so, it changed the way I understood life and my purpose and spirit. What a strange and sacred blessing that has been. So when they named that bright spot on the moon Carol, I didn't just see a scientific milestone. Nobody did. We all felt something much deeper. We felt love. We felt a loved one we lost. I know I felt my mom. It was as if something reached across space and time to remind me that the people we love are never truly gone. That somehow, in ways we cannot fully explain, we are still connected. And I know I'm not alone in that. Every single one of us has our own Carol, our own Sandy, that's my mom's name, our own bright spot, someone whose love marked us so deeply that even though their physical presence is gone, their spirit still finds ways to reach us. Maybe it's a song that comes on at just the right moment, a bird at your window, a scent that is only theirs, a dream, a dime found at the most perfect time, or a feeling of peace. Spirit has a million ways of reaching us. We just have to pay attention. And maybe that's why moments like this mission moved us so deeply. Yes, they expand our sense of the universe out there, but they also awaken the universe within us. They remind us that we are part of something vast, mysterious, and holy. And in the middle of all that vastness, Spirit still finds a way to whisper something incredibly personal to each and every one of us, and it is true for each and every one of us. And that is, you are loved, you are guided, and you are never alone. As I sat in preparation for this talk today, I found myself returning once again to one of my very favorite books by Richard Rohr, The Universal Christ, which I've shared in past talks. And I love this book so much, and it reflects a lot of unity teachings, of course, and invites us to move beyond the idea of God as a distant or separate entity, and instead recognize the divine as a living presence that is woven through all things. One of the lines from the book that I think about almost every day when I really am spiritually connected, and when I need a perspective shift, is this one. God comes to you disguised as your life. Is that true or what? Most of us are like, why? I don't like that disguise. Ugh. But think about that. I love it because it feels so true. God comes to us disguised as everything we are currently experiencing, the good and the bad. The people we meet, the heartbreak we didn't ask for, the pain and the joy we didn't see coming, the grief that cracks us wide open. God is in all of it, and we are never alone. Rohr takes this idea even further by stating, God loves things by becoming them. That line also feels true for me, especially the first time I read it, because it paints such a different picture of God than many of us were raised with. It is not a distant entity, an off-planet being observing life from afar, but a God who enters into life fully and completely as us. It is God, it is Spirit who becomes flesh, becomes matter, becomes relationship, becomes grief, becomes joy, becomes all of it, all of our human experiences. God is in it. And if that is true, then our lives are not separate from the sacred. They are the very place where the sacred is expressed and happening right now, in real time. Because the truth is, and this is the message I have felt from God for a while now, and I keep coming back to it because it feels important and it feels true for every single human being out there, and that is, your life is your ministry. What do I mean by that? Or more precisely, what do I interpret this message from Spirit to be? For me, it means that each and every one of us has a unique soul journey that we are moving through in this very complicated, sometimes very annoying, very messy, yet very beautiful human experience. And that the journey itself is the ministry. That is your ministry. It is especially true when the culture or the systems or religions that we are born into don't fully allow us to live our truth or express who we really are in any authentic way, right? Like a lot of us have experienced that, probably every single one of us. Your life is your ministry precisely because it has been challenging, because it has been difficult, because it has stretched you in ways you didn't think you could stretch and you didn't want to. This is where God finds us, in the friction of being human. in the places where life pushes against us and it gets difficult. This is when we need God most, and when listening to our true, authentic soul voice, the voice of God within us, that's when it is most powerful and when we really can get in there and listen. And when we are able to access and listen to the Spirit within us, even and especially when no one else in our lives understands, and when we begin to live from that authentic truth that has always been whispering to us, but gets louder and louder and louder, something beautiful happens. We are reborn into our true self, right? And it's an ongoing journey, but we are reborn. And unbeknownst to us, when we're able to live from that true place within us, we give others permission to do the same. The parts of us and our lives that are no longer needed, those parts fall away. And we find what is ours to move toward. We find our people, we find our community, we find our spiritual community. And we also find others who are courageously willing and able and wanting to live their truth. We find our spiritual home. This is one of the ways God comes to us disguised as our life, and one of the ways God loves things by becoming them, by moving through our lived experience, not away from it. Which brings us to Jesus, whose life was most certainly his ministry. Jesus did not live an easy or comfortable life. He resisted systems of power. He spoke truth to injustice. And he loved in radically inclusive ways that disrupted the norms of his time, radically inclusive. He made a lot of people, especially powerful people, very angry. He was, in many ways, a rebel. And his life changed the world. And yet, what is often overlooked is that Jesus was also a student. He was open, he listened, he learned, he followed his inner knowing, his connection to God, even when it led him into a difficult path that ultimately led to his death. And still, he trusted that he was being guided, that God was present, that God came to him disguised as his life. And what a remarkable life it was. He came to show us that when we live in alignment with that same inner guidance, which we all have, when we listen to the universe within us, and when we live in authenticity and love, we are walking the same path of trust and courage that he walked. This is where Richard Rohr's distinction becomes so important. He invites us to see Jesus as the historical person and Christ as the universal, eternal presence of God, alive in creation from the very beginning. In other words, Christ is not limited to one person, one religion, or one moment in history, but is the very blueprint of divine love and connection embedded in everything and in everyone. It's that Christ light that we talk about in unity, that was present in Jesus and is present in each and every human that has ever existed, including you and me. I want to close today with another quote from Richard Rohr that I really appreciate, and that is this: "Your religion is not the church you belong to, but the cosmos you live inside of." What is the story you believe you are living inside of? Is your cosmos one of fear, scarcity, division, and survival? Or is it one of love, abundance, mystery, and the oneness? Sometimes we toggle between the two. That is very human of us, and that is okay. But the question is, in order to get to the cosmos you most desire to live within, what must you unlearn to get there? That's the question that I challenge you all with. What must you unlearn to get into the cosmos that you want to live inside of? Because we all have to do some unlearning in this human experience. Rohr says, "The spiritual journey is not about finding God, but about awakening to the presence of God that has been here all along." Maybe that is the invitation for all of us today, to awaken, to see more clearly, to love more deeply, to trust the signs, to honor the grief, to embrace the wonder, to unlearn what is no longer serving us, and to remember that we are all part of one great unfolding story of love, spirit, and oneness. The universe around us is vast and mysterious, but perhaps the greater mystery is this, that the same divine presence that created the stars and set the moon in motion also lives within each and every one of us. The universe above us and the universe within us are not separate. They are one, and so are all of we. And so it is. Is that everything? Yeah.
I used to rule the world, see it rise when I gave the word. Now in the morning I sleep alone, sweep the streets I used to walk. I used to roll the dice, feel the fear in my enemy's eyes, listen as the crowds would sing. Now the old king is dead, long live the king. One minute I held the key, next the walls were closed on me, and I discovered that my castle stand upon pillars of salt and pillars of sand. I hear Jerusalem bells are ringing, Roman cavalry choirs are singing. Be my mirror, my sword and shield, my missionaries in the fallen field. For some reason I can't explain, once you go there was never an honest word. But that was when I ruled the world. It was the wicked and wild wind, blew down the doors to let me in, shattered windows and the sound of drums. People couldn't believe what I'd become. Revolutionaries wait for my head on a silver plate, just a puppet on a lonely string. Oh, who would ever wanna be king? I hear Jerusalem bells are ringing, Roman cavalry choirs are singing. Be my mirror, my sword and shield, my missionaries in a foreign field. For some reason I can't explain,
I'm so moved by Dakota and Scott's music. And Amber's words brought me to tears. As KP in the initial prayer to us and Amber reminded us, we're living in a world of tumult, are we not? Very aware every day of divisions, social, political, you name it, that we choose to deal with in our best way. And one of the ways that I deal with it personally, and I know a lot of you do, being unitics, is that we turn toward feelings of gratitude. And we think of not only gratitude for the small little things, but the more you think in terms of gratitude, it gets bigger and bigger because you realize how much we do have and how much beauty there is. In gratitude, let's think about how much this Unity Spiritual Center means to us. This is our time of sacred giving. You know, there are many, if you are a new person here today, please don't feel like you need to make a contribution. We are just so happy that you are here. But as Dennis says, for the rest of you, we have bills to pay. And thank you for being grateful for us. There are many ways to give, dollar amount to that, texting to that number there. Of course, the old snail mail way of mailing to this address, as well as electronic giving. In particular, coming into the summer months, those who do automatic giving arrangements with Deanna really help us out, because even if you may not be here, we know that we have financial support to pay the bills. So given that, let's say our blessing together. I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give and receive. I give thanks for the abundance that is mine to share. And let's all, in our hearts, give blessings and gratitude for what John has brought up, for the gifts that we have received today.
Hey, Sally, you forgot to lift the microphone back up. All right. Well, thank you so much to our cosmic speaker, Amber, this morning. Thank you. And of course, Dakota and Scott, thank you guys so much. We would also, excuse me, we'd also like to thank our chaplains today. Barbara led the meditation before service. Diane will stay after and pray with people after the service. And Steve has been holding the service in prayer for us. Welcome back, Steve. And KP read the prayer. You can also request prayer support by filling out the form in the seat pocket in front of you and putting it in our prayer box as you leave the sanctuary on the left-hand side. Our chaplains here, as well as Silent Unity, will pray over them for 30 days. Now, when someone asks you, so what exactly is unity and what do they stand for, you can always share with them our unity statement for peace. Let's all say it together. Unity stands for peace in the presence of conflict, for love in the presence of hatred, for forgiveness in the presence of injury. Unity honors the many names for God, the many, for we know one presence and one presence. Each loves each one of us equally. We encourage everyone to sign up for our email newsletter to learn more about our upcoming classes and events. You can sign up for the e-news by scanning the QR code you see on the screen or through our website at unityspokane.org. We would also like to connect with you on our social media, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Just search Unity Spiritual Center Spokane and you'll find us. All right, now how about a little news you can use? All right, well, the first one here is unscripted. I just decided to add it, so there you go. I wanted to say thank you so much to everybody who participated last week in our plant swap plant giveaway, and to Diane and Shirley for organizing it. It was a tremendous success. Thank you, guys. Now, today only, we have a used book sale in the library. All of the books on the tables are available by love offering, which means any amount that you want to give for the book. We have a variety of new summer reading materials before you leave here today. We also have a representative from Big Brother, Big Sisters here today. They connect adult mentors with children needing mentoring and support. You can stop by the table out there near the atrium to learn more about what they do, ask questions, and find out how to volunteer. Heads up, next Sunday, June 7th, right after service, we're heading straight over to Comstock Park for our potluck picnic. Just bring a chair to sit on and a yummy dish to serve. You can put your dishes in the fridge if you need to, but don't forget to label them and take them with you when you go. There will be no baristas or food here after the service, so everyone can head straight over to the park. We're going to be meeting on the southwest corner of the playground area. We are looking for volunteers who would like to represent our center at Unity Pride booth on Saturday, June 13th. There are shifts from 11 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. So find a link on our e-news this coming Wednesday, or you can talk to Deanna, I should say, but she had to leave. Her daughter's having a little bit of a problem this morning. So next Sunday, we'll have our spiritual leader, Dennis Ashley, back with us, and his message is going to be Getting God Everywhere and Nowhere. Parents of kids 5th grade and under, don't forget to sign out your kids right after the service today. I'd like to invite you all to please stand and say our prayer for protection, and that's going to be followed by the peace song. All right, together. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well, and that's the truth.